This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Mill Hill today. I'm joined by trainer Don Charles. Have you recovered?
No. Honestly, it's you know, we went into this knowing that there's everyone's Derek's career was on the line basically. His whole boxing career was on the line. So, but I didn't really have time to think what afterwards. You know, there was nothing. All we know is that we had to prepare, fight for our lives, basically. You know, and that's the only way I can explain it. So, when you say have you recovered? No, we haven't recovered because I feel like I've been in a 20-round fight. That's how my body feels, really achy. Then that tells me the magnitude of the fight, because it's not that we didn't realize, we realized, but I didn't really want to think anything else except for train, fight. And every fight is a must win. That fight was a must win. Losing has never been an option, but certainly that fight, losing was not an option.
I followed you guys from the ring to the dressing room to kind of get that immediate feeling. That's like as real as it's going to get, straight from there. And I noticed about you that you were very emotional after the fight, and it was like a kind of, I said this, I was talking to Laura about this the other day, that when Derek hasn't come out on top of fights, it's always you that kind of gets the second lot of the stick. Naturally, that comes with the territory. Which you accept, obviously. Absolutely. But when it does go right, and it did in spectacular fashion on Saturday night, then people have got to take their hats off to not only Derek's performance, but yourself and the whole team.
The team. It's a team. The team. It's Formula One, I always take, the way I describe things, I've always done some old school. My dad used to do it. And I used to have a go at him. My dad would never give you an answer. He would always elaborate and tell you stories. The older I get, the more I hear my dad. It's not a bad thing. My dad was a good man. So basically, it's a team effort. Yeah, it's not about me. It's not. Of course, it's about Derek first and foremost. But there's a lot of people that assist me to train Derek. If I start going into this, probably about 15 people in Derek Chisora's team. Yeah, and like you said, when it goes wrong, I am the front line to get shot upon, which I do. I gladly take it, because when the glory comes, I should also be in the front taking it. It's like a football manager, for instance, the players go on the pitch and play. When they lose, who gets the sack? Not the players, the manager. But if you don't want to be, if you're not able to deal with those situations, don't be in it. So I was able to, I've weathered all the insults, all the people telling me I'm rubbish, and but I look at myself in the mirror. Are you rubbish? The answer is always capital no. So I carry on.
It really was. It was a great moment for Derek for many reasons. Aside from the fight, the whole crowd at the O2 were behind him, and when we look back at Derek's career, and Derek's one of them fighters that generally has fought everyone over the last however many years, and this was kind of another one of those fights. And he didn't just kind of nick a fight with Takam. He knocked him out spectacularly. It was a great fight for the fans to watch. It was an 8-round absolute brutal war between, two of the hardest men that you'll find in a boxing ring, and to kind of get that decisive, conclusive finish. It was a good moment for Derek and yourself, and like I said, your whole team. But
most definitely. Listen, like you said, quite rightly said, Derek's career, he's been hard matched from day one. Hard matched from day one. Some of it I hold my hand up, because when you come into something, experience is a great thing. I didn't have the experience. I was a good trainer, even if I say so myself. I've always been a good trainer, but in terms of guiding a fighter, that's not my expertise in that. Derek needed somebody who would have guided him, as in don't have that fight. Some fights we may have taken prematurely, Okay, but we didn't have that guidance. We didn't have that person who said, no, don't take that fight now. Take it later. His career wasn't like that. His career was, oh, there's this fight. You know what, Derek is, he'll fight anyone. Again, me not being an experienced matchmaker or somebody who really understood. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. In hindsight, do we have regrets? Probably not, because would he be the Derek Chisora he is today if he didn't have those fights, which pushed him up to the forefront? So really and truly, but like I said, with experience, maybe he would have been guided a little bit safer. Maybe some of the fights he had was a bit, like when he fought Vitali, maybe that was premature.
How many, 6 years ago?
Yeah. And the first fight he was going to have was against Vladimir Klitschko, the younger brother, which got cancelled 3 days prior to the actual fight. That doesn't get spoken about. That's a very major part of Derek Chisora's professional career. Okay, there's a lot that happened in that period that I'll go into another time, not today. Okay, it was a very significant moment in his career. Okay, that was gonna be his 15th, 16th professional fight. He was gonna have a fight for a world title, and he would have won it. He would have won it, but it got taken from him. And but anyway, like I said, we're here today. We have to be grateful that we're here today. We're grateful that the guy, Derek Chisora, you know, a normal cat has 9 lives. We say he's got probably about 18 lives. You know.
I mean, what is it? I mean, I spoke to touched on this with Derek, that he kind of, every time Derek, it hasn't gone Derek's way, he's always kind of, people say, oh, that's Chisora done. You know, that's it. He's got, you know, after the Cabal fight as well, he had that as well, and Derek needs to call it a day. But what is it about Derek that kind of not just kind of motivates him to kind of pick himself up from? You're talking about losing to big name fighters. You're talking about the likes of David Haye in his peak. You're talking about Tyson Fury, Vitaly Klitschko. You're talking about, you know, the kind of the top end of the heavyweight scale. So what is it about Derek that he gets up the next day and thinks, and doesn't think, right, that's it, I'm done? What is it about?
Well, it's the personality, the character you have here is obviously a very determined individual. And also you have people around you. He's got a solid family unit around him. I've always been here for him. I'm solid around him. He's got a lot of solid people around him. He's got a lot of honest people who are able to tell him, Derek, I won't say the word I would use to describe it. Derek, you're messing up. Yeah? He's got people who pull him in check. I'm one of them. His mother is another one. His family. He has people who say to him, you are messing up. Pull yourself together. Is this how you wanna? It would be such a sad story if that was it. Yeah, that's it. He's letting the system beat him rather than he's beating himself. Yeah, and no, he's better than that. I know he's better than that. The same kid that I took on, we got together, the same kid who achieved so much in the boxing ring, but what's eluded us is a world title, like you quite rightly said. Everybody Derek has lost to has become a world champion or was a world champion. He hasn't lost to any, within the KBO, that was for European titles. KBO, you can't ridicule him because he's a champion. So everybody he's lost to has been someone who was already a champion or somebody who went on to become a world champion. Some of the losses on his record are debatable. A couple of them are debatable.
Yeah, Hellenius is the one that stands out.
Debatable. So Dylan Whyte, very debatable. So so that's, even the KBO one when he didn't turn up, even that apparently he only lost it by 1 point. I wasn't there, which I take the blame for that because the coach should be there. I wasn't there, but you know what? I'm a firm believer in destiny. In everything that happens, sometimes bad things happen. You know, I still believe it's a part of your destiny when bad things happen. I said it about something. I said it about Frank Buglioni when he lost to Callum Johnson. I said it was Callum Johnson's destiny to have won that fight. Although we lost, I'm very sad we lost. But you have to appreciate and acknowledge the other person. I'm that kind of a person, and I got attacked on the internet. Someone said, how can I say it was Frank Buglioni's destiny to lose? No, I did not say that. I said it was the other chap's destiny to have won the fight. I'm a strong believer in destiny.
There's a difference.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, yeah, it was the way Derek's career has gone. Again, the only answer I could give myself to give myself sanity is called destiny. Everybody has a path in their life, yourself, myself. Bad things happen for us in our lives on the journey that we're on. Good things also happen. So everything that happens on your journey, in my opinion, it's the destiny. You can try and direct that destiny. Yes, we can. Every one of us can try and influence it by, for instance, like Chisora, for instance, there's a lot of things he had to soul searching, he had to go and do prior to having this fight. He had to retrace his roots. I reminded him, retrace your roots, because I have retraced my roots. When we were successful with this boxing thing, what were we doing that we're not doing now? So, you know, you have to retrace your roots to be able to then try and amend. So you can have influence on your destiny. You can have influence. Every one of us can have influence on it by, when things are going wrong, you have to soul search and look, what am I doing now that I wasn't doing before? Yeah, and that's simple. If you ask me what's happened to Derek, that's basically as simple as that. To retrace your roots, re-find yourself. Because once upon a time we were successful in the boxing ring. So what were we doing right to be successful? When you became British, Commonwealth, European champion, we must have been doing something right to achieve that. You know, so yeah, there you have it.
Public perception of Derek: lunatic, nutter, off-key, temperamental, unpredictable. You know him from a professional and a personal level probably better than anyone. How difficult, or is it difficult to maintain, to deal with on that kind of, having that relationship between the personal and the kind of business end and the training side as well?
Yeah. The public perception of Derek Chisora, they can only go by what he portrays. So I don't blame the public for perceiving him like that, because you can only be judged upon your actions and your words, right? So the public, when they think Derek is a nutter, when this is unpredictable, everything you said there, yeah, that's his public perception, okay? But internally, I know different, we know different, because he's a very misunderstood person, in my opinion, okay? I'm not defending him, all the things that he's done in the past that he shouldn't have done. I'm not defending that by any means. I'm just saying he's misunderstood in many cases. There's a method to the madness. Yes, he's a very complex character. Very difficult person to work with, in the sense, in terms of the actual sport we're doing. Very hard person to train because of his personality, his character. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's an angel. No, he's not. He's a nightmare to train. But again, I always take it out of the field. Let's put it in a different field. You got footballers like Wayne Rooney, for instance. Yeah. Okay, Dele Alli. There's all these talented individuals. The art of a trainer or coach is to be able to contain that madness, harness it, don't kill it, and still get the goods. That's what I try and do. My methods I try and do with Derek. You know, don't squash that, don't kill that spirit that drives them.
Straight after his fight the other day, Eddie Hearn kind of outlined the plan that he was going to make an offer to Deontay Wilder for Derek, and also Dylan Whyte as well for this year. I asked Derek about it. He said that, you know, the fight, you know, he wants to see is kind of between Joshua and Wilder, but if the money suited him, that, you know, we know that Derek would take that fight, but from your perspective, how do you see that situation? Is that the right fight for Derek?
Well,
if it could be made?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm very vocal when it comes to that. I'm not Derek's manager. Steve Goodwin manages
Yeah, of
Derek.
course, yeah.
It's something that we have to see what's on offer, then we sit down collectively, discuss it. When I'm asked my opinion as a coach, what fight. Derek has always fought anybody and everybody. Yes, whether it's Dillian Whyte is the actual fight, I believe Derek wants his Dillian Whyte fight. Would Dillian want that fight? Probably not. Do I blame him? No, because he's so high up in the rankings. It's a massive risk for him, yeah, to have that. But if Deontay Wilder is lined up to fight Joshua, and I'm really surprised that hasn't been made. Yeah, I'm really surprised, because that's the fight the audience, the paying public, that's the fight I want to see.
Fury's saying now that he's in talks with Wilder about potential
Well, I'm
fight.
sure he is, because if he's not, if for whatever reason Wilder is not coming to England, because the power is here, my friend. Mr. Wilder, love you to pieces. I think you've done great things. Yeah, my friend. The power is in the power shift is in the UK. Come here, you will get paid a lot of money. The most ironic thing is that if you carry on protecting that WBC belt and not defend it to a legitimate person, you may slip up in America against somebody who's not supposed to beat you. That's how sports in general happen. Then you've lost the whole thing. Sometimes you can be overprotective of something. My advice to you, Mr. Wilder, I'm not trash talking you. I don't do that. I'm an elder citizen. Please come to the UK. You got 3 options here. I got Anthony Joshua. That's who we want you to fight. You got Dillian Whyte. You got my boy Derek Chisora. You got 3 options, man. Surely one of those.
Or Fury.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
Yeah,
my apologies.
That's good.
Yeah.
Or Fury.
Tyson has come back. Yeah. The Gypsy King. We've got 4 legitimate fighters. You've got to come, brother. We love you. Come here, man. Let's dance.
Yeah, I mean, I asked Derek, you know, for you, if you could kind of ideally pick your next fight, you know, who do you want the most? He mentioned Manuel Char, who's the WBA regular champion, who's fighting Fresquendo soon, I believe. And then he said that, and he said, you know what am I lying to myself? I want Dillian Whyte, you know, that's the fight I want. That's
the fight public want.
Yeah.
That's the fight public want. I mean, if we want to become a regular champion, that would be a lovely, because, you know, it would be a travesty if Derek Chisora was to finish boxing and not hold a version of a world title. I think I say this to him on a daily basis.
But he doesn't quite see it like that, does he? He kind of, you know, he's outlined the money element.
Yeah, that
outweighs the fact.
I understand.
Of holding a belt.
Right. He's right in many cases. Yeah, but I'm talking from a trainers. Yeah. Okay. The belts. The money comes with the belts. Yeah. So it would be a shame should he finish his boxing career without holding a version, whether it's a regular title or the super title. Yeah, the regular one would do, because he's won everything else. That's something that is eluding himself and myself as a coach. Yeah, is a world title. So yeah, Manu Shah. Yeah, but the fight the British public want is the Dillian Whyte fight, and I fancy that fight. We've been chasing for that fight, but I understand why Dillian is shying away from it. Totally understand.
It doesn't seem like, from what Dillian Whyte's saying, that that's kind of on his immediate radar for him to fight. You could argue either case for that. I mean, he's in a strong position after he's won over Joseph Parker.
Look what he did to Joseph Parker. Look what he did to him. You know. So no, I totally listen. I'm not a hypocrite. I totally understand his position. Yeah. You got to weigh up your options and stuff like that. He's very highly ranked. But if he's not going to get the Wilder fights, the fight he ideally wants, there's no one else really that, do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. And should he get in the ring and Derek Chisora beats him, his stock is still intact. It is.
He probably wouldn't see it like that.
It's still intact. You're only 1 win away to get back to where you were at this level. Do you understand? It's not, you know, but, you know, I was going to say, should we lose? We're not going to lose to Dillian Whyte.
talking to Derek earlier there, he's kind of indicating that it wouldn't be left, in his opinion, in the hands of the judges.
No, it won't, because last time it was left in the hands of the judges. That fight should have been called a draw, because I won't sit here and say we were an out-and-out winner in that fight. A draw would have been the most logical result, okay? They gave it to him, good luck to him, which has got him the ranking, and then Derek went into depression. It was not for the Cabello fight. Yeah, it was not for it. It was put.
You're talking about after the Whyte fight, he went into depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can reveal that now. Yeah. Yes. You know, he fought his heart out in that fight, and a draw would have been the right result. And look what happened to Dylan after that. He propelled. He went up and up and up. And you know, it wasn't up for the Cabello fight too. I wasn't there. I should have been there. I had visa issues. I should have. Been in Monaco. I wasn't there. He needed me there, and he lost the fight, which set us really, really back. It's like Eddie saying, "What can I do with you?" And I gave you something that by rights you should have won, yeah. And then he had to give us the acid test, which is sink or swim, you know, which is Cabello. I mean, Cabello. My apologies. Takam, Carlos Takam. It's not an ideal fight. You don't ask to fight Carlos Takam. Yeah, he is one strong man. I held the man after the fight, so I felt sorry for him. Yeah, I really did. And had we lost, I hope he would have felt the same way about Derek. I felt sorry for the brother because, and when I held him to say, I'm sorry you lost, my friend, I'm a strong guy. You know when you press your skin, if I press your skin, there's an indentation, right? There'll be a little movement on your skin. The man was like steel. I had to let go.
I can quite believe it. I can quite believe it.
He's a strong man.
But I mean, look, listen, it's quite fresh from Saturday night, so I'm sure, you know, there's be a lot of talks and a lot of things going on between now and sort of the end of the year to kind of see. But like I said, Derek's is back in a good place now. That's the main thing.
The main thing
and he's put himself back in the mix.
Yeah.
In a big way. With like a massive statement the other night.
Yeah. I'm afraid so. I mean, listen, again, destiny, you know, destiny, strong believer in destiny. People got every reason to write him off based on what they see. They don't just write you off based on what they see. I'm not having a go at the public, yeah? If I weren't involved with Derek Chisora, I probably would have written him off. Yeah, based on.
You see it in every day, and you live it with him.
Yeah. You know, so he looked like a guy who doesn't fancy it anymore. So the public, in their perception, they'll write him off for that reason. But we know different.
All right, Don. Listen, I very much appreciate your time today. I know you haven't actually stopped.
No, I can't stop. The show must go. This is show business, baby. The show must go on.
Must go on.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I appreciate your time and obviously Derek's time today. And hopefully, like I said, we'll definitely catch up.
Most definitely.
Very soon.
God willing.
Very pleased for you and the team. So congratulations again.
Thank you, KUGAN.
All right.
All right, man. Thank you.
Top man.